Hello, friends. It's Betty McKnit here, your crochet mama. Good to see everyone, and Merry Christmas Eve. If you celebrate, um, let's see, what am I doing here? So tonight I'm just going to do a little busy work on my 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. I have a long way to go on it. I did my last color change for the first repeat last night, and I was on for about 3 hours. I really can't do that tonight. That's too long, and I have something I kind of want to go and do later. So I'm a little earlier tonight than I normally am. Anyways, I'm here and I'm going to work on my Ridgy Didge. But before I do that, I wanted to, hey Amanda, hello. I wanted to show, I placed a wholesale order with Scented Stitches, and I wanted to show you all what they sent me. So let me just swap out my cameras, and I'm going to put you all up here so I can show you what Scented Stitches sent me. Here we go. This is her nice note. I met this lady, Linda LaSala, I believe her name is, that owns Scented Stitches. I met her at H+H. Like, I saw the product. Uh-oh, what did I just do? I hit like escape or something, and uh-oh. There we go. I'm still here. Okay. I saw the product, and immediately I was like, that is a great product for my brand, because I do so much of the mindfulness stuff. And I thought, what a great mindfulness tool is the aromatherapy balm that you use while you crochet or knit. And so I waited for her a couple of times, and I went and introduced myself, and she gave me all of these products that you see me using on the live, full-size sample products. But I placed a wholesale order with her, and this is what she sent me. She sent me a bunch of samples and some testers, which are going to be nice to share with people. She sent this lovely note. She sent the product, of course. I ordered an entire, even though I don't have an in-person store, I ordered the store setup that they have. And I'm going to be adding these to my, Shopify. But anyways, that's the little store display, which I haven't set up, and I don't know, I might set it up so that it could, just be present here on my lives. Just get rid of that. And then she sent me a bunch of these little cards that explain how to use the products, which I can, give to people when they purchase one of them from me. And then she sent me these, and their sister company is called Mood Food. And so she sent me these clings, and they're so cute. You put them on your mirror or anywhere, your computer, wherever, to just help you keep your mindset positive. And I just love them. So there's 2 sets of them that she sent me, and I have a couple people in mind that I think I'm going to send these to. Yeah, because chatter matters. So I just love these. I just love this company, and I love these products. The owner's fantastic to work with. We did a giveaway and gave away some product, and it was great. Just all went great. anyways, that's that. So the rest of my yarn came in. Did it all come in? Actually, I think I'm still waiting for some. I'm trying to figure that out now. I don't know what is going on in the world, but it's like you place an order. This happened to me at Christmas. I placed an order, and you know, I know when you order on Amazon, not all of your stuff comes from like the same place. You're ordering from different sellers. But when I tell you I placed like one order for Christmas items, and I think they broke some of the items up into themselves up into separate packages, and I got so many different packages for this one order. The post office, I think they thought that there was something wrong with me, and I actually thought that maybe there was something wrong with me too after I saw their reaction. Because it was just so much stuff, but it just seems like so much to keep track of. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have the yellow in here. And it looks like the amber. I still don't have the additional amber that I bought. So yeah, I'm still missing some. I have 2 more skeins of yarn floating around out there. So I guess I need to track those guys down. So I have all the yarn I need for my blanket. But hang on, I'm just doing like a little rearranging in my yarn basket here. Because I have 6 colors that I'm using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. And then all the extras can go in the side. I think that this is going to be too much yarn for my blanket, but we'll see. Better too much than not enough. Let me take off my 6-day hexagon cardigan and see where we're at. Okay. So tonight I am starting with color A, row 7. Let me just write that down. Oh, I didn't save it. All right. Let's do this. All right, let me get comfortable. My right leg has been feeling not so great. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, on TikTok, I just want you to know the colors are not looking the same on TikTok as they do in real life. All right. So how is everyone today? Y'all doing okay? It's already Christmas Eve for my Australians, huh? It's still Christmas Eve here. A big project I had for myself today was to rearrange my living room. I think I complained about it last night um, on my live. I don't like the setup that I have in my living room with my tree. I had to put my chair that I usually sit in over by the window, and I don't like sitting over there. And then my Christmas tree is in a really weird place, and it's just been a very weird December. I almost feel like taking the tree down. I almost took it down today, but I thought, no, come on. It's not even Christmas yet. But I celebrated with my daughter so already. So I feel like, Christmas is just kind of afterthought this year. Um, I have seen some people out and about today, though. I did see one of the big houses down by the beach has the lights on. And so there are people, coming in probably to do Christmas and maybe even New Year's too. Um, Hey, CJ Wolfgang, um, this is an aromatherapy stitch balm. It's called Scented Stitches. You can find the link in my link tree to purchase it. It's an aromatherapy balm. You put it on your finger, and then where you tension the yarn, and then the yarn picks up the balm, and it smells nice, and it makes the yarn smell nice. They have 4 different scents, and the one that I am using for this one is called Cheer, and I chose Cheer because I chose my colors based on which colors I felt excited about. I had, I think, 11 choices, and I eliminated 5 of them because I did not feel excited. They didn't make the cut. They did not make the cut. Amanda says, it's Christmas Eve. Hubby is at work. Teen is asleep, so I'm just chilling at the moment, working on finishing my Ridgy Didge Supernova last repeat. Wow, you are prolific. How many people started a last minute project today? Be honest. Christmas Eve is tomorrow. CJ says, well, that's pretty neat. Isn't it? It's pretty cool. I have, honestly, the Cheer is not my favorite scent, but I like I teach somatic crochet. I teach somatic like practices to bring to your crochet. Um, that's just part of my thing that I do. And so I like the idea of having like an intention um, that you bring to a project. And so the Cheer, while it's not my favorite of the 4 aromas, I think that it's a good, like it's a cool intention for this project because the colors were exciting to me. And so I'm putting Cheer into it, but the other scents, I'll bring them down here so that you can see them, are confidence, calm, and power. Confidence, calm, power, and cheer. There, can you see them there? There we go. Hey, Amy. Hi, Amy. My hands and fingers dry out when I crochet. Yep, me too. I mean, it's just really for the aroma, but what I use on my what I use for dry hands is Gold Bond. I have that lotion here on my desk, and then I use this lymphatic massage oil, which I also affiliate with in my Amazon store, and I sell it in my shop, but somebody said my shop tried to charge them $40 for shipping, and that's not right. So if it does that to you, go through my Amazon shop and get yourself the lymphatic massage oil. My hands get puffy, so I use the massage oil for puffiness, and it is good for dry hands too, but not it doesn't so much serve that purpose. But I do think that it's a nice oil to use when I'm crocheting because it doesn't leave like it doesn't leave my hands all oily. It like sinks in. Hi, Pepper Jackie, thank you. I always wondered though if like working with your hands made them dry somehow, because I definitely feel like when I knit and crochet, well, I think it depends too on like what kind of materials you're using. Like I have noticed that certain types of yarn seem to draw the moisture out of my hands, leave me with like really dry hands, and I couldn't tell. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to move that mug because I keep snagging. I keep snagging the hooks that I'm storing there. They're so tiny. Cami says, I'm almost done with my 6-day star that you gave me advice on. Aw, that's nice of you to say. What advice did I give you? I don't remember. I've been answering a lot of people lately. Well, I think you're the best. You kept skipping a double crochet row. Okay, that's very common though. Most of the stuff that people do and ask me, it's like common mistakes. So it's very rare that you like go so far off that I'm like, whoa, never seen that before. And I have like just seen so many of these blankets and so many photos of blankets that it's like I can just like zero in on the mistake. This is the Furls Odyssey. They are not making them anymore, so if you want one, you have to find somebody that has them and doesn't want them anymore and rob them at gunpoint. No. Don't do that. Um, make them an offer that they can't refuse. No, don't do that. um, there's a Facebook group called, it's like something like Furls Buy Sell Trade or something like that, where you can get the secondhand market and get get the hooks, buy hooks from people. I mean, honestly, I feel like this blanket, like it feels substantial now all of a sudden. Well, this is day 6 for it, so I guess if it were like a toddler sized blanket, it would, I'd be finishing it up. But instead, I have to probably repeat from the bottom of the coral to the end of this row that I'm working on. That whole sequence probably, like, I'm going to say 3 more times. So each one of these rows took me a day of lives. I don't know, maybe I'll have a day where I just like hang out on here all day and do like a whole mess of them, but I doubt I'm going to do that. I'm giving myself until the end of January to complete this. And I'm planning to be out of town for part of that time. So we'll see how I do. I might have to do some of it off camera because I could sit in front of, I could sit in my other chair and work on it for hours. In fact, today I was like, just farting around because I didn't really give myself a lot of work to do this weekend. But I was like, man, I wish I could just sit here and work on that Ridgy Didge. But I can't because I'm doing it all on camera. Makes it take longer. Uh-oh, I forgot to balm up. So I missed my little marker that tells me to balm up in the middle of the blanket, the middle of the row. Because I've just been doing it at the beginning. So I started doing complete projects from start to finish last year. And this is, I don't know, maybe the 4th or 5th one that I've done. Is it that, have I done that many? Usually I'll do like, I'll just show like the technique and I'll get it started and then I'll do the busy work and the repeats offline. So I've done several projects that way where I don't show the entire thing, but I show, I show everything that's not repetitious. But let's see, I'm pretty sure I did like all 3 star blankets. The last one that I did was the 6-day Supernova, Ridgy Didge Supernova. I did that. I did a 6-day Ridgy Didge Star. I don't even remember. It's been a lot, but I think the next one that I'm going to do is going to be the Great Granddaddy from start to finish. I have been working on, or not working on, but thinking about just some changes, adaptations to that pattern to make it size adaptable because people seem to want that out of my patterns. So Adding a little cheer. So this is row 2. Row 2 is a cluster row. At the beginning of the cluster row, you skip 3. So cluster of 3, skip 3. Double crochet row, skip 2. Single crochet row, single crochet 1, and then skip 1. So this is just something that people say that they have to, you know, this pattern is not that hard to memorize, but what takes them the longest to remember, or what they have to keep looking at the pattern for, is the beginnings and the ends of the rows. So that's just a little helpful thing for the beginnings of the row. Row 2 and 3, it's skip 3. It's a cluster of 3, skip 3. Double crochet row, skip 2. Single crochet row, skip 1. I am happy with the colors that I chose here. I went with colors that excite, the colors that I was excited about. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm skipping 2. This is the 6-day blanket. This is the Ridgy Didge stripe. The pattern's on my website. Thanks. This is a sample for the pattern. Yeah, I don't think you can freehand this one. And why would you want to? I have the pattern available for free on my site. It's the 6-day kid blanket pattern, and it has a bunch of variations. This one's called the Ridgy Didge, and it's only been published as a baby blanket. So um, I am making a full-size version, and when I do my full-size versions, I make the pattern adaptable to different weights of yarn, and I give information about how to make it in any size you want with a different weight of yarn. Because if I don't do that, I'll get a million emails, people asking me, how do I make it in this size? How do I make it with this yarn? So I do a whole chart with a whole chart with different weights and sizes of yarn, and that way you can customize it and make it any size you want. You know, having that marker in the middle to stop and balm up my finger made the row feel like it went faster. Well, in the beginning and as you're setting it up, it does help to use stitch markers. Hey, Mr. Waffles, I just can't stop thinking about waffles. Why can't I stop dreaming about waffles? It's Lion Brand Respun. It's recycled polyester, I want to say. Post-consumer recycled polyester. It actually feels fairly woolly. It doesn't really feel as plasticky as you would think. It is soft. It's a little splitty though. I like Lion Brand as a company. Thanks, Parker. Good luck. Reach out if you have any questions. I have a whole Facebook group just for this pattern. Got 25,000 people in there. So if you need any help, we will help you. Amanda says, I like to use stitch markers in the peaks so I can easily find the stitch I need to work into on the next round, especially on the single crochet rounds. Now I have the Waffles song stuck in my head. Brought myself 2 sodas. I sat down with 2 sodas. Well, you know I had bad intentions. I try, you may have noticed, to lay my work down at the end of every row. Give my hands a break. Stretch my back. Stretch my shoulders and my back. But nothing seems to please. Sorry about that little musical diversion. This is row 3. I love this row because I can just fly across it and work into those big spaces. The balm is called Scented Stitches Aromatherapy Stitch Balm. And it's an aromatherapy balm. It just smells nice. It's not for like pain or anything like that. You can purchase it through an affiliate link in my link tree. They have 4 different scents, and this is the one that I'm using is called Cheer. It smells very rosy. This is my favorite though, the Power. I love the smell of Palo Santo. But this one that I'm using, the cheer, it's very floral. Rose geranium, lemongrass, and rose absolute. And I chose that scent because I was excited about these colors. So I feel like maybe I should have chosen Confidence because I've had to stand up to some criticism about my color choices. Some of it hasn't been so nice. I had to hide some people on my YouTube channel for being a little bit. How long have you been crocheting this blanket? This is the 6th day. Thank you. Well, the colors on TikTok are not true, actually. The if you go over to YouTube, you can see what they a more accurate representation of the colors. But the person that didn't like them was on YouTube, so anyways, it doesn't matter. I am excited about these colors. I chose the colors that I felt good about, that made me feel something. I know, who cares? It's not like they ever have to look at it, you know. It just the need that people have to be negative, sometimes I just don't understand. I think a lot of people play it safe with colors, and that's okay. That's totally fine, you know. Yeah, right? It looks really different over there, doesn't it? It's still not exactly right. Um like this is not that bright of blue. It's more of a turquoise. Um but it's more accurate over there. Weird though, huh? Yeah, it's green. Like someone asked me at the beginning of this, at the beginning when I just had these two stripes, they said, "Is this a watermelon themed blanket?" And I was like, "What? This these are not watermelon colors at all in reality. Like this is like a coral, like salmony color. It is not watermelon pink." So weird. I don't know what TikTok's doing or how I can fix it. I'm using Ot lights. It's a huge difference though, isn't it? I mean, I'm not super crazy about the TikTok version. The real life version um, is better than either of them. Well, this isn't purple either. It's a dark denim blue. And then when I held it up and I was showing it off the other day, um, these two colors here looked the same on screen, and they're nowhere even close to each other. I've never watched a TikTok and YouTube live at the same time. It's freaky. Are they synchronized? They're probably not synchronized. I don't know what the delay is. The YouTube delays. The TikTok delay is too. Because I am watching that feed. I'm watching the TikTok feed. And I'm watching the YouTube feed, but I'm watching the feed going in, not what's coming out. Thank you, Pat. How you doing tonight? Okay, the marker that I put here is for me to remember to do this. I haven't really been doing a lot of balm on this project. I've been doing it only at the ends. An echo of crochet. What you working on? Did you get all your gifts done? Hey, Darnell. Pat says, of course not. Pepper Jackie says, yep, just relaxing. My list was very small. I tried hot yoga today and it drained the life out of me. Oh my goodness. I used to be addicted to that practice. Was it Bikram hot yoga? You cannot pay me enough money to go into Walmart right now. Huh? I did all my shopping on Amazon. Don't shoot me. I got adult gifts for my daughter this year. I got her a rice cooker and a pressure cooker and a humidifier for her room, and then a bunch of I bought a bunch of craft supplies for us to do. I bought us a spirograph to play with and some pens and a bunch of junk journaling stuff. And we goofed around and played with that. That was fun. Um, Yeah. Yeah, I was a Bikram yoga enthusiast for a long time, and I stopped doing it when I got sick. But I've been thinking about starting back up, even though they don't call it Bikram anymore. They call it, because it wasn't really his practice, um, which I kind of suspected when I was doing it. It's kind of weird, but when I was practicing that form of yoga, I was going through the certification program with the Laban Movement Institute. And so I was learning a lot about movement, developmental movement, and the relationship of movement to space, etc. And then it's very complex, like movement as an art form and the discovery of meaning in movement through examining it and analyzing it through these different sort of lenses. Uh and then at the same time I was practicing this form of yoga that was like the same, yeah, Bikram yoga, the same poses every time. It never changes. And man, I really loved that practice. I was like addicted to it. But and people will say like, "Oh, I don't understand how you can do the same practice, have the same poses every time, every time, every time, and it never changes." But I honestly, I could see the beauty of it. And I actually thought that the series and the sequence was genius. Given what I was learning and studying in the movement program that I was also doing, 26 poses, right? And the breathing technique in the beginning. I'm going to start doing it again because I stopped for a while. But then, like, learning the little bit that I did about Bikram and like what he was like, I was like, there's no way this guy came up with this. And how, like, I thought about doing the training for a while, and I heard that the training was like very regimented, that you weren't allowed to sleep, and um that you had to memorize. The training consisted of memorizing the script that he gave you, and not like so much it wasn't so much like the other work that I was doing, which was like critically analyzing movement and understanding it on like a critical level. um it just seemed really like surface level, but I guess it did come out years later that he did not come up with that sequence, that it was his teacher's sequence, and he just brought it to the US and like um you know sold it through his studios. There's a retreat in Vegas in August. Well, let's go, Pat. Is it like the 3 day? The one that I went to was like a women's retreat, and the wife ran it. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed practicing that form of yoga. That actually was my gateway into yoga after I practiced that for a while. And I wanted to do their teacher training, but it was like 9 weeks all at once, and it was hard. It was, I know a lot of I know of people who went, and it was like it was very, grueling, and you have to take 9 weeks out of your life and your job and all of that, and I wasn't ready to do that. So I did my teacher training for yoga through Yoga Fit, and I their program is like you can do a weekend here, a weekend there, 4 days here, another weekend retreat here. And so over the course of like 2 or 3 years, I got my yoga teacher certification through Yoga Fit by doing their more like self-paced thing. And I was teaching yoga at a community college. And I really enjoyed teaching yoga. I loved it. I'd love to get back into it. But yeah, I would get up in the morning and go drive my kids to school, which took a long time. And then I pack my uh, gear or whatever, my frozen water bottles for my Bikram yoga class, and I would go do that. And then I'd go home and sleep. It really wears you out. And then I found a class that was that started at like 10 o'clock at night. There was a 10 p.m. class one night a week, and it just so happened to be like over in the neck of the woods where I was teaching dance. And so I would teach a whole day of dance. I lived in Northern Virginia, and I had to drive everywhere to do all these different jobs that I was doing. That's how it is when you're a dance teacher. You gig it, I had all these gigs that I was doing, and they were good gigs. But yeah, I would teach all day one on this one day of the week, and I would have dance rehearsals. And then at the end of that, at 10 o'clock, I would drive to this Bikram yoga class, and I would take a 10 p.m. Bikram yoga class with like 8 other insane people. And then I would take a shower there. I would drive home, and it was like an hour drive. I'd pack my pajamas, and I would take a shower at the studio and put my pajamas on and get in the car in my pajamas and drive home. Just immediately crawl into bed. That was my life, and I loved it. Yeah, but then there was a lot of controversy around Bikram, the man, the person, time management. I know, right? From where I live, I would only be able to do Bikram yoga remotely, but I actually looked up some classes, and there are Bikram studios in Hawaii that do virtual classes. And I'm like, well, that would work out great for me because like I'm a night owl. Like I could get off this call. I could get off this call tonight at whatever time. It's like 10 to 7. It's a little bit earlier than I'm usually on, but like I could get off of a call at 9 o'clock and do a 90-minute yoga class. That is something I could do. And that suits my lifestyle and my schedule and my circadian rhythm just fine. And I'm here at home. I could just do the whole class in, like pajamas or just underwear, and then, take a shower and go straight to bed afterwards. Because I'll just like, you know what I could do? I could do the whole yoga class in my bed, the whole seated part in my bed. And then that way, at the end of the class, when they say, okay, now it's time for Shavasana, I could just do Shavasana, and I could just stay in the corpse pose and just, for 8 hours, and then just wake up the next morning. I think I might do that. Like, that's seriously not a bad idea. I have a TV in there. I could put the yoga class on my TV and just do the seated, because the whole second part of the whole last part of the Bikram class is the seated series. You go down onto the floor, you sit on the floor, and then you're there for the rest of the time, right? Pat, I was so insane when I was doing Bikram yoga. There there was a time when, and I was in a I was in a toxic marriage. Okay, so I would go and do yoga class sometimes to escape. And I liked, you're going to die when you hear this. What I really liked doing was doing 2 Bikrams in a row. Because for that second class, all I could think about was the yoga. That was it. That was all I had the capacity for. I had to like let go of everything else. I was hardcore. I was hardcore. That was no joke, man. So yeah, but I totally get it. I totally get the whole Bikram yoga wearing you out. Was that your first time? You said you tried it. You know what's weird about it too, and I did that. I know, right? I really was crazy, but I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. I would, when I first started doing that yoga, I bought the book with all the postures in it, and I had it in the bathroom, and I would, go into the bathroom to use the restroom, and I would pick up the book of yoga postures and I would sit there and read it and look at all the different people doing all the different postures of the people doing these postures, and then they would show them. Some of them had been doing this yoga for like 20 years, and they would show, it was like the second edition of the book, and they would show like they would have a picture of them from 20 years earlier, and then another picture of them from like a current picture. And I was so fascinated with that, but I would end up disappearing in the bathroom. I'd be sitting there on the can looking at this yoga book for like, longer than I intended to be sitting there or needing to be sitting there. I was obsessed with that yoga. It was like it was a boyfriend, and I had a crush on it. That's how I was with it. And then I went and studied. Oh, it's great for pain relief, actually. It's really great for pain relief because of the heat. Now, the thing that I don't like about it, which I think it probably depends on the studio that you go to and the instructor that you have, and I would imagine that things may have changed since I was doing it, because it was like 10 years ago, and it was before all the controversy over Bikram himself. Um, but you have I would say there was like a mentality to like really push your body. I pushed my body much further than I really should have. I'm hypermobile, and so I just pushed myself into some of these postures. And when they say put your forehead on your toes, I could pretty much do it. Stuff like that. And I'm not sure that was really, it was really healthy for me to go that far into those postures. Like, what was the purpose? Um, like I got a really good stretch long before my forehead hit my toes. I got a lot of benefit from those postures long before. So things like that, those are the things that I would be cautious about, like, are to just know your body and know what's right for you. But I could definitely see It's excellent for pain relief. It really is. I used to freeze the water bottle. I used to freeze my water bottles. I would take a water bottle, like a not a 32, yeah, like a 32 or 64 ounce, like a Fiji, one of those big Fiji water bottles, and I would fill it up about 3/4 of the way, and then I would freeze it, and I'd take that to my class. And then, because it's going to melt, I would freeze it. And before class, I would fill it the rest of the way with like cold water. And, then you have cold water throughout the class. You have this ice, it has this big block of ice in it. And so you've got cold water the whole time. That's one thing I did. But yeah, I loved it. The ice towel with the essential oils is very nice when they give you that. I used to live in Northern Virginia, so I had my pick of the different studios that I could go to. But I had my favorite around the corner from my house that I started out at, and I had my favorite spot in the room, and oh my goodness, all that stuff. Someone would come to visit and they were into yoga. We would go to my studio, take a Bikram class. I had all my little rituals. Oh my goodness. Going again Monday morning. I'm going to freeze my water bottle because my water heat. Yeah. You get a big one and you freeze it. You fill it like 3/4 of the way with water and you put it on its side so that you've got this big long like tube of water. I would tilt them in the fridge so I would have, so that I would have this big like tube of water in the water bottle, and then you fill it up right before you go. You fill it up with water, and then I um I need electrolytes also, so I would do like one Gatorade also during the class. Go in and get a Gatorade. Um, but then we didn't have those. What are those things called now? Those nice things you can put in your water. Liquid IV. We didn't have liquid IV back then. Also coconut water. I would do that. I would do coconut water. Maybe fill the bottle up with ice. And for a while there, I was like, Gatorade's bad for you. So I was doing like orange juice and salt in my water to have the electrolytes. Or I would do I would get a coconut water and I would take the bottle of ice and I would put the coconut water into the ice. I had my special little towel that I put on my yoga mat. It's really an investment of time too, because it's 90 minutes, that's an hour and a half. And then you have to shower afterwards because you're sopping wet from standing in a hot room for an hour and a half and exercising. But yeah, let's go. I'll meet you at that retreat in Las Vegas. And when did you say it was? In July? Let's do it. All right. That was row 4, my friends. All right. That means I got to start practicing Bikram again so we can go. Hello, Andrew. What's up? I'm going to Vegas to do hot yoga. You going to do hot yoga? My sister said no. I knew she'd say no. All you did was work the last time we went to Vegas. Hot yoga in hot Vegas. I'm on row 5, which means I get to change colors after this, which is so exciting. How you feeling today, Andrew? What do y'all think of my nails? Let me make them change colors. They made me take my acrylics off and get dips. Not too good. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey Lexi, it's Lion brand what is it? Respun, and it's recycled yarn made with recycled polyester, and it sounds like it would feel like plastic, but it doesn't. It actually is soft. It's a very nice yarn. It's a little splitty to work with, but I'm getting used to it. Yeah, they made me take my, well, they didn't make me, but like, the reason I wear acrylic nails is because my real nails are super thin, and they always have been. I have thyroid disease, and that affects your hair and nails. And thank God I have amazing hair. My hair has never been like affected by my thyroid disease except to turn gray young. Um, I started going gray in my 20s, but I never lost my hair because of my thyroid disease, which is great. And it actually, when my thyroid started to go sideways, my hair turned curly. So now I have curly hair. And I used to have like straight stringy hair, and now I have luscious silver curls, and I love them. But my nails have always just been crap. So I started wearing acrylic nails, and I don't like to, you know how you're supposed to take them off every, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. You're only supposed to get them filled like 2 or 3 times, and then you have to take them off. So they're always trying to get me to take them off because they lift, because my nails underneath are so soft. So they made me take them off this last time, and my nails were not that old, and I kept saying, I don't want to take them off, I don't want to take them off. But they were like trying to salvage the nails, and then they were like, look, you need to take these off and you should get dips instead. You should do dips instead. And I was like, I really didn't want to. I don't like when they peel them off. That really damages my nails a lot and it hurts. And they did it anyways. I'm like, at least if I'm going to take them off and start over, or like, let's just let them fall off. Let's just wait and let them come off on their own. And they were like, no, these are practically off right now. So they peeled them all off, tore up my nails some more. And then they said, get these dips. And then right when I was, they were prepping my nails to do the dip, somebody else came over and they said, oh, we thought your nails were a lot older than they are. So, you know, I like acrylics better actually when you have thin nails like that. And I was like, are you people serious? Like, what the heck? And so I had one person telling me do dips, and I had another one telling me do acrylics. And so I ended up doing the dips because I didn't want to do any more grinding or any more nothing to my poor nails after having those acrylics ripped off. I mean, they're just like so thin, and they had already started like filing them down to try and fill them. And so I was like, enough is enough, just do these dips or whatever. So um I don't know. They were like, you're gonna have to keep coming back and having them done. But honestly, I feel like they look the same as the acrylics. I don't think they look that different. I think they look very natural, but I don't think they look that different from my acrylics. I don't think you could even tell. Pat, will you email the information about that yoga retreat in Las Vegas? Are you signed up already? Is it sold? Oh, is it going to sell out? The last time I went to one of those, and it's kind of like the CEU thing for the teachers, people that have gone through the teacher training to get their CEUs and renew their certificates. The classes were so full, we had to fold our yoga mats in half. I had somebody's feet right in my face. But I didn't care. I loved it because we were all doing yoga together. And it was back, in the time before, as they say. Okay, I'm going to check it when I get off of here. What's wrong with your hip? Hi, Erin. Thank you for sharing the live. You have arthritis. Hear that, Amy? Pat's doing hot yoga for her arthritis. My sister has arthritis too. And so do I, actually. I really don't like I kind of forget that I have arthritis sometimes because it's like the least of my problems. And it's kind of like all dancers have arthritis, you know, I have it in my spine and yeah, it's like all dancers. And I was a few years ago I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. But then when I went to see when I was diagnosed with lipedema, my doctor said, you probably don't actually have that. You probably have lipedema. And that, not probably, I do. But she said, uh, when you do surgery, you're not going to have as much pain as you have now. And that has been true. But it's been coming back. And it's been coming back because I have not been as active as I once was. And it's starting to catch up to me. But I love yoga. And I do hula dance too, but I haven't been going to my hula classes because I missed a whole bunch of them. Um, just because I had a conflict. They're on like Saturdays at 5. And I had a conflict and I missed a bunch. And then once I missed so many, it was like hard to get back into it. It's hard to show up in a hula class and like not know what you're doing because it's not just like you're learning dances, it's somebody's cultural tradition and it feels disrespectful to not show up and then kind of show up and act and be like, Durr. Thanks for sharing the live, Erin. Oh, that's old. Sorry. Oh, I guess my camera died. That was weird because I didn't even hear it go off. That battery lasted a long time. It was the off label one too. Let's see if it comes back. It's making the sound that sounds like it's gonna. Thank you very much, user blah 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 blah. Well, let's try unplugging it. Sometimes that works. I was excited thinking that I was going to get to change colors here. I hope I don't have to, let's just take a break. Let's take a break. And sometimes I noticed that if I take a break and just let the camera cool off for a couple minutes, sometimes it, I don't know, it just comes right back and it doesn't get mad at me. So I'll just go through my hand routine and, well, take a little break. I'm going to do this. This is the oil that I got in Vegas with my sister. This is something called a face blaster. It's from Ashley Black's Fashion Blaster line. Hi, Amy. I'm just running it lightly over my hands. It helps with swelling. Feels good. Thank you, Wendy. I don't know what this pink is that I got on me. Oh, I still have one of those fighting dots from the other day. They stay on for 3 or 4 days if you don't take a shower. I didn't do anything with food coloring. I don't know what it is. I feel like I need this up into here. In my elbow. This is the oil that I sell in my store, in my shop. The lymphatic massage oil. Oops. This is the one that I said it does not leave you feeling like it absorbs right into your hands. It doesn't feel like super greasy. Doesn't leave my hands all like oily when I'm. Oh yeah, look how red that's getting right away. I can't even use as much pressure there. So that just definitely tells me that there's like some fascial adhesion there where it's sticking together. I don't know. It's just like one of these. This tool is like one of those things, like just like massage. When you do it on a certain spot, and you can just tell that you needed it there. But then when you see this red come up, this tool can bruise you too, so um, you have to really be mindful when you use it because it can sometimes break up adhesions and then cause bruising. So we'll see. This feels like it is maybe going to be bruised when I um, wake up tomorrow. So lipedema sometimes causes these lipomas under the skin. So I feel like maybe there's one there. There's definitely a knot or something right there. I'm not sure what it is, but here we go. All right, let's see if we can bring the camera back online now. Yay! So maybe sometime I just need to let it think. Yeah, I do have the fascia blasters on my site. I think they're in my TikTok shop, but my integrations did not go smoothly this holiday shopping season. It's been a little rough getting my products from Amazon into my store and then vice versa. So somebody told me they were trying to order, I think it was the lymphatic massage oil from my site, and they it tried to charge them like $40 for shipping. So if that happens to you, just go to my TikTok profile and find the Amazon link and just order directly from my Amazon store. And then I'll still get the commission for it, and you won't have to pay some ridiculous BS amount of shipping because I don't even ship it to you. It's drop shipped. So it's basically the same if you order from my store or if you order it from Amazon. It comes from the, through my Amazon storefront, it comes from the same place. So um I am not tech savvy, and I've been doing everything myself up until now, and just starting to bring some people on to help me with different things. Have a good night, Wendy. Hey, Darby. Thanks for following. Thank you, Darby. But unfortunately, TikTok is not showing the colors accurately. And YouTube is not showing them accurately either, but it's showing them a little more accurately than TikTok is. So it's really a little bit more blue than how it's showing up on TikTok, and it's a little more green than how it's showing up on YouTube. It's Lion Brand Respun, and the name of this color that I'm using right now is Fjord, Fjord. The other colors are called Amber, Dark Denim, Sahara, Heliotrope, Cranberry. I think that's it. I have the whole series, everything that I have done on this blanket, all the replays are on my YouTube. I've been trying to like add all the links and stuff as I go, but I am a couple behind. Okay, we'll be switching to the Cranberry next. Woohoo! Where's Andrew? Andrew, are you gonna ding the bell for me? Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. There's the label. Darby. This is the bonus bundle. It has 658 yards. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, it's soft. It's a little splitty. You would think, because it's recycled polyester, that it would feel really plasticky, but it doesn't. Every time I change colors, I feel excited. So this is row 6. This is the ridge row, and it's exactly the same as the, oh yeah, it looks like somebody is starting the poll for me. So if you hit the poll, it gives all the details. All the 6-day blankets use the same stitches, but what's different about them is the stripe, the way you stripe it. So depending on which row you change colors on, it will give you a completely different look. So on this look is called the Ridgy Didge, and we change colors on row 6. My friend and follower Diane, she goes by D. Louise, is the one that came up with this particular variation. What did you rub on your finger? It's Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. It's an aromatherapy balm. Well, thank you. I'm happy with them. I got a little pushback about it. It's not for everybody, but I mean, I don't like everybody's colors on their blankets all the time either. To each their own. I picked the colors that I was excited about. Hola. You're working on your supernova. Wonderful. Please make sure you tag me when you post it, okay? So I can see it. I hope your sister loves it. Thank you. I know. Somebody was mean to me on YouTube about it, and I'm just like grinding on that. I just will not let that go. That lady didn't like my colors and I blocked her. I didn't block her. I deleted it though. Because you can't come to my platform and use it, to be mean to me. Let them make their own, and I probably won't like their colors. Though their colors will be boring to me. So, there. I'm just having a hard time. There have been, I mean, I shouldn't complain about this so much because 99.9% of people are amazing and wonderful. And it's just the mean ones, like it just gets to you after a while. So, but when you put yourself out there on social media, you're sitting on YouTube and you're crocheting for hours at a time, it's a project, people are watching you. You just open yourself up to people's opinions, so usually I am okay with it, and like I said, most people are wonderful. It's just that one. It was that one comment. I am not letting it go. Okay, someone's posting from my Facebook group. So if you go to the top of the if the top of the page in the Facebook group, there's an event for this blanket and all the information is there. The pattern is not out yet, but it will tell you what patterns of mine to get off of my site, and they're all free there in order to, if you want to make this along with me. But the pattern is not ready yet. I am actually crocheting this so that I can photograph it and release the pattern. I do have a pre-released version in the McKnitiverse, but it uses Stylecraft and some different colors, not this. So I would say go get it, join the McKnitiverse and you can get it right now, but it will not be this what I'm working on. I need to update that pre-release, and I just haven't done that yet. Yeah, this is front post double crochet. To do a front post double crochet, you do it just like a regular crochet, but you work around the post of the stitch from the front. If it were back post, you would work around the post of the stitch from the back, like that. But this one's all front post. I was going to alternate front post and back post on this one, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I just stuck. I wanted to have ridges on both sides. I wanted to, but I didn't do that. I didn't like it. Back post, it just did not give the same effect. To me, looked a little different. So thank you. If you go to my YouTube, the colors are the colors on YouTube are showing closer to how they really look in real life, but TikTok, it is not showing you the accurate. It's not, the colors are not accurate on TikTok. This is more blue. This is more blue than it is on TikTok. This is more blue, or this is showing as more green than it actually is, and on YouTube it's showing as more blue than it is. This is showing as like a darker pink than it really is. It's more of like a salmon, corally kind of orange. This is a rust orange. It's not red. And this is a denim blue. It's not purple and it's not navy. So yeah, it's weird. Somebody last night asked me if this was gray. This one, but it's not. It's a dark denim blue. It looks purple on YouTube. I don't know why they're messing with my colors. I'm using aught lights. Like, come on. You've never done a post before. Thank you. I know. Did you just go look at it over on YouTube? How different it is, right? Thanks for following. So this marker is here to remind me to balm up. Because I was just doing the balm at the beginning of the row, and so I wasn't getting any in the middle. I'm using the Cheer scent because I felt excited about these colors. Waffles. I have the waffles song stuck in my head. I just can't stop thinking about waffles. How can I just stop dreaming about waffles? This yarn's a little splitty, but you get used to it after a while. And I mean, I like the idea of using recycled materials. Like, I love the idea, the recycledness of this yarn. I wish they had more colors. I wish it was maybe a little thicker, and I wish it was spun a little more tightly. And maybe what am I using? An I? Maybe I could have worked this with an H instead of an I. What does the label? The label says to work it with a J. No. No, ma'am. No. I would say go down a size. And maybe use a more streamlined hook. Supposedly a streamlined hook will, help with a yarn that is splitty. But I don't really like streamlined hooks, but that's what I've heard. I swatched this yarn out, so I used the hook that, like, I like the tension that I came up with. It's just a tiny bit splitty. It's more than a tiny bit. I think I've had to adjust how I think I have to like really grip right here. I've had to slow down a little bit. The different colors of yarn, you know how you can have one yarn, same company, same brand, same whatever, just a different color, and the yarn will be a little bit different. Like the gauge will be a little bit thinner, or not, like, just because of how the yarn reacts with the dyes, I guess. And the process, whatever the process is to make these yarns and make them different colors. And so with this yarn, in terms of the quality, it's like some of the colors are more splitty than others, and also certain stitch rows seem more are more, they split. It splits more easily than other rows. I really want to do Bikram yoga now. uh, You know, one thing about it that I have a difficulty with other forms of yoga now, because you're on your hands and knees so much, and you're not on your knees as much in Bikram. There aren't that many postures where you're on your hands and knees. But I have a very difficult time on my knees like that. Would you say the star blankets or the wavy ones are harder? I would say this, if you're talking about my blankets, the 6-day star is the easiest of all my blankets. I've done a star one, and I'm just thinking about how entertained. What do you mean by entertained? Do you do you mean you've already done a star and so you think you might be bored doing it and you want to do something that's not as boring? Or do you mean you think you've already done a star and you want to try something different, but you're afraid it might be too hard? Well, the star is definitely easier. The superstar is pretty easy too, but it has a little challenging part, but it is, after that, it's just easy and repetitive, just like the star. The most challenging, I enjoyed doing star, but if I get frustrated, I won't finish it. Okay. All right. I got you now. So where the pattern gets frustrating, where it's frustrating, is in the setup. Okay. So it's like the row 2 setup row is the one where everyone gets stuck and they get frustrated and they get mad and they want to quit. So if you do what I recommend in the pattern, which is start with a swatch on 37 chains and learn the stitches, follow along with my row by row tutorials and learn the stitches on your swatch, practice your stripes, figure out exactly how you want to do it, and then start and then cast on or start your chain, and get through that row 2. Use your stitch markers. Once you get through row 2, it's easy. It's also very repetitive, so if you're going to get bored, then maybe the star is better, because it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think that the star is a little bit easier. The 6-day blanket is a little bit more challenging. I personally never get bored doing it because it's not like you're doing the same row over and well, if you've already done the star, you kind of know. It's the same sequence of, a single crochet row, 2 double crochet rows, another single crochet row, 2 granny cluster rows, so it's not like it's repetitive like those, same stitch for an entire blanket kind of blankets. I think I'm going to do a couple more rows, but I just thought that I would take a quick break right here and measure this, because now that I have done an entire repeat, so this is the way this is going to go, is it'll go, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, and then A. So F will be the last stripe of the blanket, and then I'll end with that, so it'll be like that. So I'm gonna have, I'm just gonna try and I liked while doing the star that the stitches changed every row. Well, that's what makes this, that's what keeps this interesting too. So I want my blanket to be 70 inches long. Okay, so I guess I'll just include that. So that's 19. Okay, so 19. And then I'm going to go. That'll be 2 repeats. Oh man, my tape measure's messed up. Three repeats is going to take me to 55. So then the 4th repeat will be just from here to here. Okay, so this is 1. So I have to do this. I have to do this from here to here 2 more times. And then from here to here 1 more time. Okay, so I'm on my second. I don't know what to call this. This is because this is a repeat, right? So if what do I call this color repeat? So I'm on like my second repeat of the colors. So I have to do 3, 3.5. So it's not really a color section. Thank you. I don't know why I'm having such a problem with words. So color section. So I've done 1 color section and I have to do 3 full ones, right? Is that what 3 full ones? And on the 4th one, I stop here. Okay, so I have 1. Is that right? Yeah. 3 full color sections and then 1 with just the 5 colors. That's how it is going to go. I have 2 more and then a partial. So it's a total of 4, but the 4th one stops here. Yeah. So I feel like I should do another different type of marker. I'll do this green one. So it'll be like, okay, that was color section 1. Section 1 is the green. Well, let me do it on the other side because I'm doing my progress. So this side will be my daily progress, and then that side will be my color repeats, color section repeats. All right, I'm going to do a couple more rows. Thank you so much. The name of this color is Cranberry, which I think is a misnomer. But speaking of cranberry, I finished up my fixins for my turkey dinner that I made yesterday. I did a full turkey for myself and some stuffing, and I made some sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Today I made some gravy. I made my cranberry dressing, and then I just had, for lunch, I had a little bit of turkey and stuffing and gravy. And then when I'm done here, I'm going to go warm up a nice big plate of full-on leftovers with all the fixins. And I'm excited about it. I'm in leftover heaven here. Sounds tasty. Yep. My turkey came out really nice. I use Tom Colicchio's herb butter turkey recipe, and honestly, I think it's the oven that makes a big difference. I have a brand new oven. I had enough rewards points for a free pizza, so we had pizza tonight. That's nice. Yeah, and I've been on for a little over 2 hours, and I think once I hit 2 hours, it's like I'm hitting my limit. But I feel like if I don't do a marathon day on this project, that it's going to be a lot of lives. I took a break and you're on my TikTok. All right. Maybe I'll do like a marathon day and see if I could do like a whole color section in one day. This also gives me a little bit better idea how much yarn I'm going to need. And I have 3 skeins of each color, but I think I'm only going to need 2. And then I'll have to decide which. Your hand keeps falling asleep. What are you doing? Were you leaning on something? You can't keep crocheting when you have something like that going on. You have to stop and fix that. You're just crocheting. Yeah, but how's your posture? Like, are you leaning on something? Are you leaning your elbow on something? Because that'll make my hands fall asleep. Or do you have like your elbows on something and your hands up? Mine do that from neuropathy and arthritis. I don't know how you all crochet with neuropathy, because when I had neuropathy, I could not even crochet. I need to finish this blanket. I received 6 skeins of yarn as a Christmas present. Well, that's nice. What a nice Christmas present. You know, I cannot give medical advice, and I don't know what the cause of your neuropathy is, but this might be a really good tool for you to use, and you can use it everywhere on your body. So this breaks up fascial adhesions. So if you have something going on up in your neck, like I said, I don't know what the cause of your neuropathy is, but usually that involves the nerves. So a tool like that might be really useful for you. And then my other go-to when I'm experiencing pain is the infrared. It's old age. I'm 66. It's called a face blaster. It's from the Ashley Black fascia blaster line, and it's in my Amazon store front. It might be in my TikTok shop also, but TikTok shop has been really weird. It's not cheap either, but it is a really nice tool, great for pain relief. And then the other thing, like I said, is the infrared pads. I use mine at night when I'm going to sleep. It has a 30-minute timer. And so sometimes I'll just, if I'm watching my movie or whatever, I'll roll it up. So I get it like in my elbow and my forearm, and I'll roll it up in a tube, and I'll stick my arm in it, and I'll do that for 30 minutes. And then sometimes I do it when I'm going to sleep. I'll turn it on and I'll set the timer for 30 minutes. Don't leave it on all night if you're sleeping, of course, because it does get warm. It's not like a heating pad where it gets really hot, but it does get warm depending on the setting that you use. And then I did use it when I was sleeping once, and that mark right there, that's where I was like leaning on one of the lights too hard. Got compression gloves too. I mean, if you have arthritis and your doctor has told you to use compression gloves, then I'm not going to tell you not to use them, but they're not for me. Um, they're not for me. And I have noticed that people kind of slap them on when they want to keep crocheting, and they have pain. But you did say that you have arthritis, so I know that compression gloves are good for arthritis. Some people with arthritis have told me they need them. Um, they need them in order to crochet. Sometimes I see on here that they're used in place of like good preventative care. They hurt me. Yeah, so I have lipedema, and your lymphatics flow up. Okay, so if I were to put a compression glove on my hand, then I would end up with fluid backing up. So if I put it on my hand, I have to go all the way up the arm to the nodes in the armpit. So I have to wear a full sleeve. And I'm actually supposed to wear full sleeves all the time, but I don't. Um, because I'm a bad person. Sometimes I've noticed when I wear the sleeves, if I don't wear it all the way down over my hand and thumb, that my hand will puff up. So I just don't. I use that fascia tool and the other things that I mentioned. Okay, I'm coming to the end of this row and I think I'm going to be done. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's really like now that I've got the full, like one full color repeat, I think it's really like now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. I'll bring out all the products that I used. I used this. I used this. All this stuff is in my store. This is an affiliate link in my store. This, I'm sorry to say, you can't get anymore. And then this, yeah, check my store or Amazon. And sometimes I like to make little hand motions because then when I do my what's it called, my time lapse, then I'll have my hands at the end in the heart. Thank you. All right, make sure that you subscribe so that you get notified when I'm live. If you're on YouTube and TikTok, follow, make sure you follow me, and so then you'll know when I'm live. And thanks for being here and hanging out with me tonight. I will see you all soon. Bye.